What if I told you that you have a secret power that can accomplish anything that you can imagine? What would you say? Would you say that this is impossible? Or are you willing to listen to the possibility that this is true? In a world where so many people are unhappy, and most of our unhappiness is due to us following the advice of other people, where in a sense there's people that are more or less happy with what they do and they recommend whatever they're doing to other people. Well, isn't that in a sense their own interests and passions that they were following? And I'm not trying to debate the fact that they're happy or how happy that they are. Perhaps that they fully are. If so, I would say that these people have followed their bliss, their passion, and their interest. But their passion and their interest is not necessarily yours. It could be. But if you're going to be happy, you are going to have to connect with your own heart, with your own passion and interests, and go that direction. So, what I'm suggesting is that we do what we love, that we go our own way, that we connect inside. And for those that are intrigued by this idea, I would suggest that you look into something called Ikigai, which is about finding your purpose in life. And Ikigai says that we need to connect with what we love. We need to realize what we're good at. We need to know what the world needs and what we can get paid for. And if we combine all these things together, it creates your Ikigai, the reason for being. And in a sense, this is a good way to encourage people that are seeking life coaches to guide them in whatever way that they should go, because they're, if there is somebody looking for a life coach, you're obviously not happy in the direction you're going, and they need somebody to point them in the right direction. And there's often times where we do need a life coach, a spiritual guide, a psychotherapist, a teacher of some sort, because we have lost our connection with something that's inside of us. And the hope is that these guides, these therapists, and these teachers can help us connect again with what is inside, the power of your own heart, your own self. And if we are able to connect with that, then there is no more need for teachers. There is no more need for life coaches. And isn't that what we all want at the end? We want to be the captain of our own ship. We want to go our own way. We want to do what we want to do. And how else can we do that how can we do that if we're going to be relying on somebody else to tell us which direction we should go? There's so many problems that we do have in life where we're lost, we don't have a sense of purpose, and we're unhappy because we're living somebody else's life. no wonder that all this world is in the state that we're in, because we have society telling us what we should do. They have all sorts of careers and, jobs that we can get into. But at the same time, let's say that you don't fit in that mold. You don't fit in the category where society tells you that you need to find one of these categories to fit in, and if not, well, then you don't really have a place. And I say that those people that are, in a sense, lost is because of that, because they've tried to rely on other people in a sense, society, to tell them what they need to do. All this time, they could have just connected inside. So what if we have this secret power inside where we just need to connect with this power, and this power will guide us in every single moment. It'll tell us what we need to do. It'll basically guide our steps. And this is something that most of us have lost touch with. We've lost touch with our own heart. We've lost touch with our own soul. And because we're lost, we've relied on other people to tell us what to do. But this secret power is the solution to the unhappiness, is the solution to the anger that we feel. It's the solution to how lost that we do feel for most of the time, because we've been trying to live somebody else's life again. All this time, the answers are within you. They were so obvious. Because at the end, like your passions and your interests and what's in your heart, what you love, it's not a mystery to you. You know full well what you love. And if we follow that, then are we going to be unhappy? So let's say that you would want to travel the world. You've been wanting this for, let's say, 10 years. Been wanting to travel the world, but because you've been in your job where they only allow you to 2 to 3 weeks every year vacation, and perhaps they don't pay very much, then your dream of traveling the world has gone in the back burner. And all this time, deep down inside, you've been wanting to travel. There are some countries that you've been so looking forward to go. But because of your job, but because of you following somebody else's dream and somebody else's advice, you've been putting your own love and your own passions aside. Now, this does not mean that one should just quit your job and book your flight and go to these things. In a sense, they do take some planning, because we all know how expensive it can be to travel. But I believe that there are some beliefs that we have on how expensive it is to travel that are not entirely true. Because if we look at people on YouTube and you just type in budget traveler, and I know quite a few because I followed quite a few of them and their journey, in a sense. I know at least 2 travel YouTubers that they started off as budget travelers, and they basically went on 2 to 3 month vacations, and they really went in hostels in the cheapest way possible, the cheapest flights and so forth. And now, because they were video recording their experiences in the countries they were visiting, they eventually got so much people to that supported them, that now they no longer even are budget travelers. They go where they feel like going. They book 4 or 5 star hotels. They go on expensive tours. So what started off as, well, I'm just gonna, in a sense, wing it and go for it. And they went because, like, well, they could, in a sense, afford it for a certain amount of time. But then, in their mind, I'm sure that they had just basically planned on, doing this and then, like, going back to work and then saving up again to be able to go back again another year or so after and continuing that cycle. But what happened is not something that was expected. They followed their passion. They wanted to travel, and they did. And then they started recording and then uploading that on YouTube. And because of that interest that they drew, because they were sharing their experiences, and there's other people that want to go to these countries that they went to. And because they were able to see what kind of experiences they had at these countries, these people supported them. They did donations. They send them money, and all sorts of different ways, right? And now these people are full-time YouTubers, and they're traveling the world, and wherever they want to go, they go. They don't really even need to worry about it because they have enough wealth to be able to afford going wherever they feel like going. And isn't that wonderful that they were able to do that? And then we start thinking that, oh, well, they were lucky and they were special, or they, somehow they're better than us in some way because they succeeded. But you couldn't do that, right? And these are all old belief systems that were passed on to us by parents, by authority figures, by teachers, by other people, where they basically say, no, these things you can't really do, only other people can do. And I suggest that you break these things and you absolutely throw that idea or these perspectives in the garbage where they belong, because you're able to do anything that you want to do in life. You can live your dreams if you connect inside. And I realize that a lot of people, they have so much belief systems and they have so many traumas, in a sense, that they have a hard time connecting with their passion and to be able to believe that they can make their living off of their passion. And another example I have of this is people that homestead. I follow Doug and Stacy on YouTube, and these people have been homesteading for 15 years, I believe. And many people would say, how are they able to make a living out of just homesteading? How are they able to make money? Well, they teach people that want to start homesteading. They help and teach these people that are starting up on how to do it, how to homestead. And then they also create some products. They sell some of their products, and they make some teas, they make some different kinds of ointments. They have, all sorts of different things that they use from their homestead, and they create products out of it, and then they have a store and they sell it. And they're living comfortably too. So imagine homesteaders that are probably living better than most people that have a regular job. How ironic is that? And it just goes to show, if you follow your passion, what can happen. And I know that, like I said, there's a lot of people that are disconnected because of all the stuff that happened, because of all the belief systems and all the things that have been told to them. And they need people to help them to surmount, to overcome these belief systems, these limiting belief systems. And they usually need spiritual guides, they need life coaches, they need teachers in order to get out of that rut, right? And a good teacher will always direct you back inside. They will not tell you what to do, but they'll encourage you to seek the answers inside. And a really good teacher will be able to say, oh, this sounds more like somebody else's idea of what you should do instead of your own idea. Right? To catch people when they They actually do not follow what is inside of them, and they actually are following advice from somebody else. So if you're one of these people that are struggling with that, because right now in life is very, very difficult in the sense, and there is a lot of different problems that are arising. But during a time where there's a lot of problems and a lot of difficulty and the big changes, these are the times where we're able to do things that we usually would never be able to. So it's a great opportunity for us right now with everything that's going on, all this chaos that's going on in the world. Is actually a great opportunity for all of us to stop doing what we don't love doing and to start doing what we love. So if you're one of these people that are a little bit lost, I'm going to offer my services as a life coach, as a spiritual guide. I'm good to be around. I'm a good grounding agent. I promote peace. I promote clarity. And I want you to succeed. I want to see you happy. I want to see you live the life of your dreams. I'm not interested in competing with anyone. There's room for all of us to succeed in life. I hope that you do. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. I hope you take this seriously, that you start following your own heart, that if you have a hard time, that you will not hesitate to contact me or somebody else to help you, because this life doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be pain. It doesn't have to be suffering. It can be in anything that you put your mind to. So with that, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to wish you well. I love you. You're amazing. Together we can do incredible things. And until next time.